They play 4 Protect 1. And by that, I mean they're all buying items to bail out their carry if they get in trouble. You have the Wraith Pact. You've got the Force Staff. You know, they're not buying greedy items like going for Ags first. You got another Force Staff. You got a Medallion. You got Drums. You have a Lotus Orb. I mean, he's playing a bit more for himself, but this item still can help his team. All right, I want to take a quick break here to give a shout out to one of the new sponsors of the channel, NordVPN. Have you ever been like incredibly bored at home, just sitting on the couch, browsing through the App Store or going through your PC, looking at games to download, but not quite sure if it is safe, right? NordVPN blocks ads, trackers, and malicious websites and files while browsing the internet to keep you safe and secure. And not to mention, it has the fastest speeds out there of any VPN. You can connect it to 6 devices on every major platform: Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, and Linux, and even supports it on your Android TV. So I highly recommend checking them out and check out all the features and see how it can work for you. And on top of that, it would help out the channel out a lot if you go to nordvpn.com/feardotatv. NordVPN is also totally risk-free thanks to a 30-day money-back guarantee. And now, with a 2-year plan, you can get 4 months for free. So definitely go check them out. Highly recommend them. So those are going to be the lanes here. I think it's hard to say. I don't even think this is a free lane for Naga. I think with the axes and the spam of the Crystal Nova can make it very difficult to use your illusions in this lane. So I think this lane adjustment by EG was quite smart, as long as it's lifestealer. And bye-bye, Courier. At least he got his items before it died. And it looks like we're going to have another snooze fiesta in the laning stage here, as both teams are just going to methodically play the laning stage and focus on a war of attrition and CSing. Orb of Venom, I suppose, is the only interesting thing here. Versus 2 melee heroes can work. CS-wise, mid lane, I mean, Abed getting a small advantage here. Right? They're going to nuke down. This is the problem I talked about, is the Naga versus double nukes. Yeah, it looks like Crit is just going to click him to death. Yep, alright. He's dead. It's a solo kill there. Mid lane, Ember Spirit, 17-1 to 14-4. Chris Luck here. Abed pretty happy with this one. And there's an arrow, actually, from Crit from downtown. Chris Luck, he has a wand fairy. I mean, Abed, if he didn't get hit by that stun there, probably could have got that kill, but very close nonetheless. Safe lane, Naga sitting at 16 CS, 17, probably 18, to the equivalent of Nightfalls. So trading farm on this bot lane as Beastmaster and Naga are quite even here. Little impressed that Naga's actually been able to keep up in CS. I think this lane is pretty difficult for Naga, so well played there from K1 to keep up his farm in a tough lane. Top lane. This lane, all I've been seeing is pooling. I think they're trying not to make a laning stage happen here. Like, what they're doing their best here is to try and just make this a clowny-ass laning stage. So they're just pulling every wave, every chance they get, as you can see here. Because if they play the lane straight up, it's going to be a difficult time. Now Arteezy has to, like, keep grabbing these creeps, keep connecting them, but he's lifestealer. He can't actually clear these creeps. So Beast Coast, it might look really clowny what's going up here, but this is actually masterful. This is really, really good for them. They're playing a super weak lane. They've got this Nyx Assassin Brewmaster lane. It's garbage, but they keep pulling the waves over and over and over again. And he's gonna keep doing it. He's just gonna keep pulling them. Because Arteezy now it's a decision. Like, what am I gonna do with these creeps? Oh shit, I got these creeps over here too. And so now they're just gonna keep denying and stacking these waves up. And as you can see, Whisper has free farm in this lane, when otherwise this lane could have been very fucking difficult for them. And Arteezy's like, give me my creeps back, and then he's just gonna pull the next wave over and over again. He's 2v1ing this lane because he's doing this. And they're gonna try and punish him, but at this point, he just has so many creeps to deal with that the Lifestealer cannot deal with this. And that gives total freedom now for the Nyx to do whatever he wants on the map. Check runes, gank, whatever it might be. Not to mention he's getting solo XP too. So really just want to give a shout out here to like Beast Coast's laning stage here with this double melee lane. They're playing it as perfect as you possibly can. Because I will say, Brewmaster Nyx is one doo-doo lane if they actually tried to play to win the lane. Alright, K1 off to the jungle. I mean, he realizes at this point in the game that he can't lane bottom anymore. I would agree with that too. If CM stays there, he might be able to shove the lane out a little bit. But after he gets nuked down a little bit, he's going to realize, as you can see, this is a mistake. Coming here was not something that he really wanted to do. From back to the jungle they go. Just give Chen the lane. He's fine. He can keep stealing Boris if he wants. Getting stomped in 2022. Yet another, what would you call this? An exhilarating early game to watch. Stinger farming up in the bot lane. Naga hitting the jungle up. As Schofield will make space. Alright, Schofield, I see you there. Beating Chris Luck. Worth it. Abed having a much better game this time around. I mean, he's still 0-0-0, but his farm is good. He's not dying. Already an improvement. Mid lane here. Nyx coming in. Bottle refill is there. All right, Whisper's TPing. Something's going to happen. Nightfall is stuck here. Roar has been used. It will give him move speed, but not enough as the slow is pretty overwhelming here. K1 does not have a point in net here, but doesn't even need it. All right, so I want something to happen in this game. I'm not fully understanding them. What's going on here? So he's under vision. He dropped a sentry. Did he just guess the wrong hill? I guess that's it. I mean, the difference between EG and Beast Coast right now that I'm noticing is the offlaners. Nightfall is always hitting creeps, right? He's not really looking to hit heroes. He's always on a... I mean, they draft that for him too, by the way. It's not just the players. The heroes are drafting. He's always hitting creeps. Whereas Whisper... he's always looking to kill heroes. Like, he's getting some farm. Honestly, just getting left alone in his lane, too, to his own devices. And he's paying back the space. It's quite the tall order for an offlaner, but he's been executing it brilliantly. But meanwhile, in the top lane, they will find him, as he has no split available. And I think he just might be toast here, but they're going to come in. Actually, Chris Luck is here. They've taken too long to kill him, as Crit actually missed his arrow. And that will cost the life of Crit here, and Arteezy, that was really, really close. He got the infest just in time. Elon Musk, space shift Uber, flies him out of there instantly. Whisper, yet again, he may have died, but that was without split. So now he's going to try and use the split, and what they're doing here is they're targeting the Beastmaster. They're stopping Nightfall from snowballing this game. As the split is there. He does have Roar available, but they don't have detection. They actually have no detection for that, as the Moonlight Shadow will save Nightfall here. And a rebuttal is they're going to go for the mid lane. Maelstrom online for the Lifestealer here into the Armlet. 100% agree with going back for Armlet here. This build is fine. Like, he's going for the farming item first and then into the Armlet. Armlet is just such a good item. On any strength here that does have the sustain for it, I feel like you should always buy it. I hate seeing Wraith King's Lifestealers who just skip the item. Way too good to not buy. K1, 12 minutes in the game, top net worth. Silently farming. I mean, Stinger just ran into the enemy jungle all by himself. DD Rune has been popped. Oh, nice arrow into Root combination there. As Chris Luck does get sniped out there. I mean, Chris Luck was super greedy there. Like, he just saw his Chen die to like 3 heroes there, and he decided to, I could get that one wave and run away. And he was very close to doing so, to be totally fair. But Crit's arrow there and the chains as the arrow was flying out was just way too beautiful. All right, EG again, we saw this in game number 1 here. They're bringing a lot of their heroes to take the tier 1 safe lane tower. Doesn't really provide much value to be... Yeah, there's not much value of getting this tower. I think they just want to take a team fight here. And Beast Coast are just going to sack it. And they're just going to go across the map here. Push bot lane out, push mid with the Chen creep. And Naga just TP top. Radiant Vision is non-existent. They have this ward. Alright, they say Beastmaster. So he will carefully push out the top lane here. Alright, 5-5. EG now up 1,000 gold. Mainly as the Brewmaster has just been running around, not really farming this game. I mean, I am noticing that the games that EG has been losing have been to South American teams that have been playing 4 Protect 1. Whereas EG is really trying to put net worth on... honestly, all 3 of their cores, right? Definitely Nightfall for sure takes a lot of farm, and Arteezy, but he's the carry. Every carry player will take the farm. And that kind of leaves Abed in like the having to do shit type of role. And he's generally been pretty quiet. And I think the main reason for him being quiet is... I mean, I don't even have an excuse for it. I just think EG aren't playing around the Ember very well this game. Like, he's not really making anything happen. They're just kind of hitting creeps on everyone. Like, I had an excuse game 1 for Abed, but this game, like, I don't. Because his game has been fine, and I think going Maelstrom was a bit greedy here. But EG, they're going to make a 5-man play here. As they see Naga under vision here, they're going to run straight at him. Manta is available, so a simple chains will not work. They need to get the roar off. They will not find it. As K1 definitely knows something's up here, and he's just going to go back to base. as Chris Luck will also push the bottom lane in. Alright, EG in the Roche pit. Bomb rushing the Roche. Abed will just go in and grab it, as there's an Infest from Arteezy as well. With Whisper popping his ultimate, I think they make it out. Or they can wait. Alright, they found Crit here, and Crit will just go down. Trying to give some vision here. Arteezy still inside of the Ember Spirit here. Stun! Oh my god, he hit him as he infested out. That is so unlucky. But it doesn't really matter, it looks like. He still gets the kill, as they will also go into Stinger. And Arteezy going to piggy pull out of there. Abed in the back here. Guess that's the front, but dodges the stun. Bloodstone is one hell of an item on this hero, as they will actually end up killing multiple heroes here now, as Nightfall goes down. Stun is available. There's no Bloodstone. They're gonna try and kite him a bit, but they did lose the Aegis here. Whisper. Chillin'. So that dragon was actually stolen. Alright kids, I got some knowledge for you. Chen Shard. Let's see what happened at the beginning here. This item, very expensive item. And you can just steal it. As he did. So he stole it back, but then he took it back again. So this is a very powerful dragon. And this is all of his net worth, basically, put into an item that was stolen by a 1400 gold item here. And you'll see here that this dragon is actually killing them all. Really good Shen pick here on like multiple levels here. They picked an early Beastmaster and they got punished for it. It's very hard in this game. So you know what Matu gets on this hero that I'm actually quite the enjoyer of? He buys an early Shard, gets the open wounds running. I wouldn't hate to see that from Arteezy this game, but I don't think he will. Just knowing his style. Okay, first of all, what's going on here? Alright, Chris Luck doing a bit of de-warding here. Bloodstone is there. Chain stunned. Fly is just right-clicking him. I don't think that's what you want to do as a CM, right? But anyway, he goes down. Crit will die too in the back. I feel like if you want to commit for that Lesh, then you commit for him with the Ember, with the CM. But if you don't want to commit, you just shouldn't commit. And then, you know, Fly just ends up biting the dust on that one. A little bit of a desync there, because surely they had to have known that Beast Coast was there. They weren't showing anywhere on the map. Naga asleep here, and TP back. Alright, maybe he's just afraid that he was getting ganked there. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like, he's just kind of farming. I don't think he's going to be using that sleep. They have absolutely no combo with sleep as well, so it's kind of just a safe play. Anyway, they're going to infest and try and go on Chris Luck here. He has no Bloodstone right now. The arrow will hit too, and that is a dead Chris Luck. A really big kill there for Evil Geniuses, as they will continue to chase and try to get Whisper. Abed? He's hungry. Meanwhile, Stinger farming, K1 farming. So EG are really, I'm not saying they're desperately trying to make something happen, but they are trying to get control of an area right now. So Arteezy is going to cut this wave. They're going to go with the bot here. They're going to hit it with the summons. And they kind of want to kill heroes that are here. As you can see, adversely, K1's doing a really good job about cutting the mid wave and also pressuring the top lane with summons. So both teams kind of mirror matching each other here. But because you have Naga on one side, and I suppose a Chen too, you are slightly getting out farmed here by Beast Coast. And then it really just comes down to, like, whose late game is better. Well, it's never that simple. I shouldn't put it that way, but that's what it feels like. Initiation is always key. You could have the best, you know, late game lineup of your entire life, but if you don't execute, it doesn't mean shit. Right, Arteezy, he's going to go ahead and take the tier 2 in the mid lane here, with his team behind him. And it looks like EG want to fight this Chen, as Crit will come back here. Maybe he'll Moonlight. Stinger just found a little spot in the trees to hug and TP out there. Nice little play by him. And I think for Beast Coast here, they're just asking K1, when do you want to fight, bro? Right now, EG want to fight, but you can't. Right now, if you're Beast Coast, fight EG, unless your carry joins. And so, he's probably going to be like, probably my heart. You know, heart's coming out on Courier. Then I can imagine now he'll be ready to join the game. I've played a lot of pubs with K1. He's a very vocal player. And he's probably just saying that, you know, let me get my item and then we can go fight. All right. We're going for The Golem, that's not a Golem, the Thunderhide is gonna get knocked down, and Nightfall kind of useless now with that being dead. Another Ensnare will be cast here. As mentioned, with the Heart being online, K1 is taking the charge to allow his team to be a bit more aggressive here. Mjolnir is online, or the Lifestealer. Going into Abed, but Abed has no BKB here, so you might have to be a little careful with your initiations here. DD on Leshrac, quite useless, but he does have it in his bottle. Whisper, no Aghanim's yet. Both teams have some weird timing problems right now where I think a lot of players on both sides don't want to fight as Arteezy ejects from Abed there. Smoke, it gets scanned out by EG. Arrow barely dodged by the mirror image there. That was close. Not that anything would have came from that. We got ourselves a farming game, but the difference in the tempo of the game is now that EG are on the run and Beast Coast are trying to hunt. So it might look like nothing has changed in this game. Both teams are still farming, but a notable momentum shift has happened in this game. Whereas EG just don't want to fight anymore because of the Naugus power spike. And I think one big factor for EG's next fight is the BKB. Doesn't have the money unless he sells something, but I don't think he wants to. BKB is queued up by Arteezy here. I think that is a very good choice. They're just smoking two heroes down here. They're going to take the outpost while also controlling this outpost. This is a very greedy play. I think EG immediately want to take their outpost back, knowing that Beast Coast have taken both control of both outposts now. I mean, EG got to do something soon. They do. They really do. This Naga is farming way too fast. And their response is mediocre at best against the Naga. I say mediocre. I'm just saying the way this game is going. Like, Abed is not farmed enough to really make this Naga feel like she has a terrible game. Least farmed core. And that's just the way EG plays. They don't set it up for it. But anyway, they're going to find Stinger here, and he will go down. But they use the Roar for that. Rage will be going down soon. BKB has been used. Abed's is still available. As illusions. Poking at them as Whisper. He does have the Aghanims here. It did die, so that's actually on cooldown for a little bit. So he's choosing to go for the Wind Spirit. What do you call this? Storm. The Storm Brawler. The Primal Companion. Yes, very good. The Primal Companion went down. Why is this cooldown so long? Why does it say 20 seconds, but it was like a minute? Oh, the ability goes on cooldown for 70 seconds if it dies. Sorry, as you can see, I don't really play any Brewmaster. At least not since that change. Alright, Whisper going in. He pops the Primal Split. He actually commits to it here. As they will find Fly eventually. And I think that will just be a kill here. As Fly will go down, but they use the Primal Split and the Primal Companions. Alright, there's your Primal Companion. I feel like a fucking nerd calling it a Primal Companion. Alright, Boar down. Oh, there's a double stun here by Schofield, just to make space for Roche to go down. We've seen a couple of those now, and what's this? Alright, he's just gonna BKB and TP out on Nightfall here. I mean, I need to go back here. I just need to figure out what the hell is going on here. Like, alright, so we're doing Roche, right? Fly dies. But should we care? Like, what's more important? Is it CM or Brewmaster not having ult? I want to say Brewmaster ult is just stronger. It's just stronger than CM right now. Like, the CM should not be a factor in this game at all. But you're also expressing your loss if you do defend this and you lose. So they're kind of in like a really difficult position here. It's definitely a very difficult spot to be in right now. But I really feel like the game plan for EG here has been really, really bizarre. Adversity, though, Beast Coast are playing super well with their lineup. They're playing really, really well. It's just another situation where you're getting into the late game against a team that has Naga, Brewmaster, Leshrac, a lot of team fight abilities. And you haven't even used your Lifestealer that much. Like, he's 6-0. He's having a great game. But I haven't seen them able to take a fight yet with this Mjolnir active. And it really just feels like their lineup, the way they play, where they give Nightfall a lot of farm. Abed gets the least amount of farm on the team, where I feel like he is like the strongest hero in this game. It's just not working out. Like, it didn't work last game. It's not working this game. They're not pressuring enough with the timings they did have. And now that they hit a timing on Beast Coast where this Chen kind of nullifies the Beastmaster, it's pretty rough for them. It's definitely rough. I mean, I think the difference for like... So the reason why EG did well in the group stage, right, it was because Nightfall just carried them. I'm just gonna put it bluntly. He just popped off every single game. Like, the games were just easy. Nightfall just popped the fuck off in the laning stage and just carried them. And I think they were just really used to that happening, you know? And that just did not happen in the playoffs. So now they're put in a situation that is unfamiliar and kind of getting exposed to, like, the weaknesses of, like, their drafting. All right. Look away for a minute there. No, nice little infest play, getting a kill onto both the supports here. Beast Coast doing what they can in the meanwhile. Look at this Nagas items. Holy shit. What are you gonna do when Abyssal's here? They don't even care both their supports are dead. They're still just hitting tier 2s. 2 subs dead? No cares. Some Giga Chad play here. Yeah, I mean, K1 smurf from this game like he smurfs my pubs. All right, we got a timing now, at least. We got a timing. All right, they're gonna go into the Naga. They don't have Roar though. No, they do now. They got the sleep off. The arrow is there though. RTZ with the BKB active is tickling K1 here as he gets forced after the low ground. What are you doing there, Abed? Do you think you have damage? No, you do not, my friend. Get out of there as he goes back to the high ground there. Net will happen. Crystalk will die once. Arrow, it hits. He has the Lotus Orb, pops the Lotus Orb. 3 of them he comes out, which is a Brewmaster ultimate. And K1's still on the run here, as these 4 staffs are kind of saving his life at this point. And RTZ with no rage here, a little bit of trouble. But in the back, there's Split Earth here. The Shard is going to chainstone everyone. But a pretty good hold here for EG, for the most part. I don't think they used any buybacks for that either. Just masterfully kiting. As RTZ is 7-0 on this life, so you're playing incredibly well. He does not do much damage, though. That is what we did determine there. But I don't think he's going to be building much more damage items either, as this hero suffers from having a lack of damage. So he'll get a Halberd here, and then what? Daedalus, Bloodthorn. I mean, you can't afford to go Basher, I think. I think if you go Basher, you just will never have damage. Abed trying to go in here. Gets the root, but Crystalk, he does have the Lotus Orb available. Crit. What an arrow. Really well done there. Abed is dominating now. As yet again, Schofield with the double stun. And then the backline. K1. I mean, you can do what you want here, but this Naga ain't dying right now, that's for sure. You see him? Gonna try and run out a little bit here. And Snare is available. Sleep has been used, but Shen's already dead. A bit of a comeback here from EG as they continuously catch here was off guard, taking the number advantage fight here. Oh, there is a gem at True Sight. That belongs to Fly. Okay. EG are definitely showing like their what's the word, veteranship here. I'll use, as they are making good plays. They're losing the game, smoking out, buying a gem, doing all like the high risk plays to get them back into the game instead of just sitting back in the base. Game number 1 really felt like they just healed over. Game number 2 here, I will say that their early game, honestly, I didn't feel Abed's presence in the early game here. I felt like he had a lot to do on the map in the early game, but he just sat back and farmed a Maelstrom and allowed Beast Coast to farm, which is very much so a problem when you're playing against a lineup like Beast Coast. Anyway, they will find Schofield then yet again with the Moonlight Shadow, with the gem. They're making big plays on the map, EG here, crawling their way back into this game. 34 minutes in, down 3,000 gold, have a big Naga problem. But if they make the right pick at the right time, that could swing this game. And I think what they're really looking for is some core kills. Obviously, the Naga is the #1 hero they'd like to kill, but that is by far the hardest hero to kill. Leshrac would be the second value kill. And if you can get rid of the Brewmaster, that'll allow you to take most fights. All right, K1 does have the Manta available. Stun is available. They're gonna walk back. Taking pretty much no damage here as RTZ does have BKB available. Uh-oh, crit has been caught. That was big. He had the Vessel. The Vessel was for the Leshrac here too in the Chen. RTZ, BKB is popped. He will end up killing the Chen here. As Nightfall goes down in the backline here. I think Artur, he's gonna try and TP out. I think he will be successful here. That was really close. Perfectly timed there. They're just lacking damage on EG now. Like, they cannot even cut into the HP pool of this Naga. The way these fights have to go for them is like, they have to like, I don't even think they can 5v5. I think it's impossible. Legitimately impossible. Like, they have to catch heroes like they did before and have a fight that's, like, number advantage for them. Or they have to isolate K1 with, like, 4 to 5 heroes to bring him down. Which they probably can. But if his team is nearby with the 4 staff plays, the heals, it's going to be very difficult. And snares there. Alright, we forced out the Enrage. There's no BKB available. But I think that's as far as they will go here. Is these catapults will go down. They'll save the melee racks there. The one thing you'll notice from Beast Ghosts, I already mentioned it before, but I don't want to highlight it. They play 4 Protect 1. And by that, I mean they're all buying items to bail out their carry if they get in trouble. You have the Wraith Pact. You've got the Force Staff. You know, they're not buying greedy items like going for Ags first. You got another Force Staff. You got a Medallion. You got drums. You have a Lotus Orb. I mean, he's playing a bit more for himself, but this item still can help his team. Whereas if you look at EG's items, they're more of items that help themselves, right? Like, you've got the BKB, you got Ags, Maelstrom, this guy, same thing. Helmut Overlord can help a little bit, BKB, Blink. You're not really helping your teammates, and you're not also picking a hero that farms very quickly. And they will find Chris Luck yet again here. They're going to go for the stun, and it looks like he will be going down here. I did say how he cannot go Basher here and win this game, but he still went for Basher anyway. It is a conundrum. I just don't see, like... Alright, the root is there. They will find Schofield here, as Schofield will get the stun off and the mana burn. He has no mana to BKB, and he will actually just get rooted here with a new change of whatever patch that was. You cannot BKB if you have no mana, and Abed will go down there. But yeah, I mean, like, this is a very minor thing, and, like, I don't think he could go Basher this game if they want to win. I mean, I think if they want to win, this item right here has to be a Divine Rapier. I think there's absolutely no other item he could buy. Actually just has to be a Rapier. And then you have to sell your Mjolnir and you have to buy a Battlefield. And then boom, maybe you can win. Even then it's still hard. But like bashing someone in place when your window to win team fights is like 30 seconds. Like what can you do? He's the tickle monster. That's Snake's dispatch. Alright, Chris Luck just dropping the stuns down as he does have the Aegis now. This shard, really stupid shard, will just make more stuns. So they're going to go in immediately because Carapace stunned out from the Lifestealer. BKB is popped. He's going to right-click him down, and Rage is used as well. And he will now tickle K1, but there is a Roar there, actually. Force Staff available. Will they get him? K1, a little bit of trouble. The Song of the Siren is attempted, but the BKB is there from Abed as they will kill probably 2 heroes there. But EG Lifestealer will go down, actually. Forgot about Chris Luck. He respawned and killed the Lifestealer in the back there. It appears the Aegis was the turning point here, as they have wind that there's no buybacks from EG here, and Naga has bought back. And Abed does have buyback too. We're going to expend some buybacks here, but RTC without buyback, Fly without buyback. Chris Luck with the high 5 here, going in for the Fountain. I would not suggest that, my friends. Perhaps maybe go for the Barracks if you want to go further in this tournament. That was done about as well as it could have been done for EG, but when you're 20,000 gold down and playing against Aegis Cheese, what can you do? You know? What can you do? EG's lineup really had the potential to snowball. It really did, but it just felt like EG are playing these like early tempo lineups, but not really doing anything in the early game. They're like very passive early games, and I really got to give it to Beast Coast for having like the late game lineups here. And the GG good lucks do come out as Beast Coast 2-0 EG joining Thunder Awaken and also 2-0ing EG, solidifying South America for the first time, honestly, in a very long time. Actually, first time in TI history for Thunder Awaken for a team to get in the winner bracket at a TI. But Beast Coast also showing moments of brilliance here in the lower bracket here, beating EG, continuing forward in their run. So huge shout out to South America here as they are carrying the torch for the region here for the rest of this TI, as I think every single North American team is now eliminated. I believe that is true. I think 2 of them went out in the group stage. Every single one of them went out in the last chance qualifier, and EG was the last one, and that was the last hope for NA, extinguished in this game.